Welcome to All Things Greater Burlington, where you will hear from the movers, shakers, and changemakers that are moving Greater Burlington forward. Here is your host, Stephen Brody.
Welcome to All Things Greater Burlington. It's a pleasure to have with me today Elizabeth Pappas, the Executive Director for the Art Center of Burlington. And Elizabeth has been Executive Director since July of 2022, but that doesn't mean that she wasn't involved prior to that time. And so, Elizabeth, welcome and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Glad to be here.
Now, you officially took over the role July of 2022, but you definitely had a period of mentorship in some very capable hands. So talk about how that all came to be.
Yes. So we moved here to Burlington just over 3 years ago. And pretty soon after that, I landed myself a position on the board of directors at the Art Center, which I was so excited about. And I quickly realized I couldn't get enough of the Art Center. So I was always there. And I met Tammy McCoy and we hit it off. And she kind of twisted my arms there for a little bit, trying to get me to join in a bigger role. And, you know, certainly I have huge shoes to fill. And Tammy has been a tremendous mentor and become a dear, dear friend and someone I look up to, and I'm so grateful to always have her.
Yeah.
She's so close and nearby, and we collaborate and get together often so that I can, you know, just use her as, you know, whenever I need advice or. Yeah. So I'm very, very fortunate, and it's been, yeah. So the last year. I was associate director and just under her wing and learning the ropes, but I'm one that likes to just jump in, and that's the best way for me to learn, and I certainly had that the last year. So
that's great. Now, you could be involved in any myriad of things here in the Greater Burlington area. What is it that attracted you to the Art Center of Burlington?
That's kind of my bent. That's always been my interests. I've had experience working with artists. That's always been the world that I feel like I thrive in the most and I'm drawn to.
Are you an artist yourself?
I'm not. And I need to find out a way to answer this question because people ask me this all the time, and I don't consider myself an artist.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surrounded by artists every single day, and I look up to them so much, and I am so inspired by them, but I would never consider myself as talented. Yeah. I think that I am creative. I think that I do best when I'm with creative people and I'm in environments where I can think outside of the box. I think I'm very visual, but I think mostly I just, you know, my degree is in art history. I mean, I have to be around creative people, and I enjoy being in environments where there's a lot of value placed on the importance of the arts and around people that understand how important it is to our culture and our community, and so that's why I love my job. Well, you know, kind of ticks all those boxes for me.
Yeah, you know, and that makes perfect sense. You know, you've got the love, you've got the passion. You may not necessarily be able to draw and paint as well as other people, but that doesn't diminish the fact that you love what you do. You love art, and you want to immerse yourself and be involved with it and share your talents and abilities in however manner you can to grow and to have it thrive in this community. And I've heard that the art community here is growing, is thriving, and is very popular here.
Yes, and you know, so much of that, there's so many people that made that happen. You know, it doesn't get lost on me ever the work that it took to make the Art Center what it is today. And there's so many people that had this incredible foresight and understood that the value that was there and the necessity for that in a thriving community. You must have an art scene and and certainly what Tammy was able to build with the Art Center. I hear stories of its beginnings, and and then here I am, and I get to walk into this beautiful building, and it's self-sustaining, and it's thriving, and it's constantly busy, and our calendar is stacked, and it took a lot of people to get it that way, and a lot of foresight and vision, and and reinforcing constantly to people how important it is. So I feel very fortunate, but also a lot of pressure, a lot of good pressure, because it is certainly a gem in the community, and it's an honor to get to be a part of it.
Remind everyone where you're located. You're in downtown Burlington. Where exactly are you?
So we are on 3rd Street in Jefferson. So we kind of meet up with the Capitol Theater. We're right there on the corner. We're next to the bookstore and Gypsy. And so we have our main gallery. We have a very large building, and we use every square inch of it.
Yeah.
But we have our main gallery, our artist market. We have our 2 classrooms, our ceramics classroom. So it's a big space, and it's used every single day.
And I'm amazed at that, because I know when I had Tammy on the program a while back, she was talking about the variety of activities and everything going on. I mean, you've got paint classes, you've got pottery classes, right? You're doing stuff with murals, aren't you?
Yes.
I mean, there's just a whole lot that's going on there. I mean, you feel free to talk about any of those.
Yeah. So there's our programming. So we offer classes from 3-year-olds to adults, whether that's painting, drawing. We have our ceramics studio, which is growing. We just had our first annual event specifically for our ceramics program, the Great River Pottery Throwdown. It will be again in July. I'll just go ahead and plug that, July 2023.
Get it on the calendar.
But ceramics is booming. And yes, you just mentioned murals. So I'm so excited that the Art Center gets to be on the forefront of public art in Burlington. I'm very passionate about public art, and we started our mural on our 3rd Street wall this past summer, and we will continue that this summer. It is not this coming summer. It is not finished. Some people think that that's it.
Yeah.
But we will be finishing that up in the spring when the weather gets good again. And then I have another Mayfly project that I just received a grant for, which I will be working with downtown partners with. So I'm excited about public art. It's so important to have public art in our public spaces, and to make it inclusive for all. I think public art is a way to do that. And it also shows that Burlington has whimsy, and we're playful, and we can make statements, and we can do that through art. And so I'm excited that there's so much public art projects happening in Burlington.
You said that when you first started, you were on the board. So the Art Center has a board of directors. Do they give you a lot of latitude and a lot of freedom to be able to dream and to come up with ideas and thoughts and programs of what you want to do?
Yes. I mean, every day I wake up, and I'm so grateful for my incredible board of directors. They are supportive. They are dedicated and passionate to the Art Center. I certainly feel their support and their backing, and they're very, very active board members as well, which I so appreciate. They have expertise in areas, we have this diversity of expertise that is so helpful when running a place like the Art Center, because there are so many things to manage and take care of. And I'm surrounded by incredibly smart and supportive board of directors, and I'm so grateful to them. Yeah. I tell them that all the time, because I feel like I could just never do it enough.
Yeah.
They're
Don't
fantastic.
know if this is a fair, unfair question. I'm going to ask it anyway, of course. Do you feel it's having the Art Center in the downtown area? You think that's a benefit of having the center of the art stuff downtown versus maybe another part of town?
I certainly do. We were very much a part of the life downtown
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Many of our events happen, and I'm grateful that we're downtown. There's all this momentum happening downtown, and
Right.
it's fun to be a part of that. And there's many ways that I feel the Art Center can help support, and I love being downtown.
Yeah.
And yeah, there to be a part of all the projects going on downtown. And
Yeah, there's businesses and there's organizations that happen to be located somewhere and they just focus on themselves. The Art Center doesn't do that. I mean, you've got your corner there and you're connected with the Capitol Theater. But you don't just limit yourself to that. I mean, you really want to branch out and you really want to be visible and a real partner in what's going on in the community.
well, the thing that I'm most proud of, I think, when it comes to the Art Center is we are a community art center. So yes, we may be located downtown, and that is where a lot of the action takes place. But one, and kudos to Tammy too for setting this up. But we go beyond our walls. So our Artscapes program, for example, is a perfect example of that, where the whole point is to bring art outside of our walls and into our community, whether that's at clinics at the hospital or retirement homes or adult day hab facilities. That is bringing what we do and into the community.
Yeah.
So we are always getting outside of our building and bringing art into the community. That's one thing that is maybe one of my favorite buckets that we have at the Art Center is our Artscapes program, because it should be accessible to all. And this is a programming that we offer at little to no cost to different organizations throughout our community. And, cost should not be a deterrent to getting to be creative. And we have incredibly dedicated and expert instructors that go out and provide quality art instruction to all facets of our community. So yes, we're downtown, but I like to to think that we are in the community, because that is what we are. We are for the community.
Yeah, you just demonstrated
at large.
that. How do you survive? And maybe that's a strong word, but you're a nonprofit, I would imagine, right?
Yep.
So how do you generate funding to keep the lights on and the doors open?
So we certainly take advantage of grants. We have membership, a large membership program, so you can pay monthly due or yearly or monthly dues to be a member at the Art Center. We have our class programming. That's a big one for us. And also we all are a gallery. We are there for the artists. That's who we support. So we do get income through our shows. Our artist market is another huge category for us. So that's our storefront where you can buy local and regional artwork in our artist market.
Can you talk about that for a moment? How do you recruit or solicit local artists to have their materials in your store?
Yes. So artists are juried in. So if you're interested in selling your work in our artist market, we have a jury process. So we have a group of artists, as well as our artist market manager, who every couple months jury in these people's artwork. And there's a number of different criteria. So presentation, point of view, overall quality. And what I love about it is we get a lot of emerging artists. So I'm all about feedback. I love feedback. So, we try to work with artists. If it's not quite there yet, then we want to help you get there, and we want to communicate that, and we want you to be a part of the Art Center. So, but yes, it's juried in, and then we take a small commission, and it's always changing in there. It's always rotating, and the artist market is a big category for us.
And how long do you allow the artists to be there? Is there a set period of time and then you review after that?
Yes, there is, and we do review. Most of the artists I think, do a pretty good job in there and sell their work, and they're bringing stuff in. They can also switch things out because a lot of artists they're selling their work in lots of different places, and they also have a lot of exhibitions, and so sometimes they need to switch works out if they're going to do a show or a fair somewhere. And that is certainly encouraged, and they're able to do that. It's their work, and we're honored to showcase it in our beautiful space. So
how do you tie in, Elizabeth, to some of the other downtown events that take place? We know Downtown Partners is extremely busy, and they're active and at different types a year. So when they're having a certain thing, like whether it's Sip, Taste, and Stroll or Very Vintage Market or anything that's going to be happening over the holidays, how do you tie into that and get the customers, the visitors, the tourists engaged to then walk into your doors as well?
Certainly everything that downtown does and, what Amy puts on, we love to be a part of. So, for example, yesterday was holiday open house, and, whatever we can do, we had some good traffic yesterday, and we like to advertise it and talk about it and make sure that we're ready to drive traffic into stores. Miracle on Jefferson Street is coming up. That's an event that we sponsor, but one that the whole point is to partner with businesses downtown. We have over 100 families that come each weekend, and they may start at the Art Center, but they're walking into all these businesses downtown. Pint by Numbers is another growing event for us. It is incredibly popular, but that's also thanks to our incredible bars that we partner with that have been so wonderful. So our events some of them may be at the Art Center, but they're certainly community. They're to bring the community together and to partner with downtown and to partner with the wonderful businesses downtown.
I know that where I live, there's what's very popular, and I don't know if this is a well-known phrase or if this is just locally, but they do something called Art Defined, and they will have different groups come in, and there'll be wine and cheese, whatever it is, and they all work on a piece, and they leave with a wonderful piece of art to take with them. So I would imagine has to be something similar that you do here as well.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of kind of like that BYOB type thing as well. And we do a lot of that. So our calendar is stacked with whether it's corporate parties or private parties or kids or adults or girlfriends getting together or couples. We do that with our ceramics program too. So you can do couples date night and drink and eat and be creative. That's we also, our first and third Friday night, we have Gallery Lounge. So that's, our bar is open and we have live music and you sit in our beautiful gallery and it's just a place to connect. That's a culture that was created before my time at the Art Center, but one that I so value and see so much importance in is art brings people together. And it's a way to connect. And I think the Art Center, we do a really good job of that because, it is always about people first. And, our Art Center is filled almost every single night.
It sure seems like it.
Where people can just gather and enjoy each other's company and they're immersed with art. And it just seems to be this connector that brings people together, and it's fun.
Is that a challenge on your part to keep it constantly busy?
No.
No. Okay.
It's busy. Whether it's our classes. We have classes every single day.
No kidding. Really?
Oh yes, okay. All year round. We are about to launch our spring programming. So that's our classes that run January through May.
Okay.
And then come February, we will be looking at summer camp schedule. So that's our classes going from end of May through August. And then we have fall programming. So classes all year round for all ages, every single day.
Oh my goodness.
we have our events, we have our gallery openings. We rent out our space. That's a category that has grown, especially in the last year. People are seeing that we have this fantastic, beautiful building, and we rent it out for graduation parties and bridal showers and baby showers and corporate conferences. And so the calendar, it's busy, and we're very, very grateful for that. And it's fun. I have this incredible staff too that I get to work with.
Yeah.
And these people are smart, and I learn from them every single day, and they're more than capable, and they're busy.
If somebody,
They're busy.
Therefore, if somebody wants to use the facilities, how far in advance do you think they should be calling you?
It depends on what it is and the time of year. For example, graduation. We had graduations. There was a couple weeks where we had a couple graduations, maybe 2 or 3 per Saturday, and then on Sunday. So that kind of May area is pretty busy. So I would get on that now. I would say we usually book about a month or 2 in advance, but there's no such thing as too early.
I'm surprised you said only 1 to 2 months. I would have thought you would have said longer.
I mean, I have stuff on the calendar already for next summer. So, I would, if you're thinking about it, give us a call.
Yeah.
And just our Art Center events, so if we have to make room for that too.
So with all of that that's going on, and now you're in the role for X amount of months that you have been, is there something that you think is lacking that you'd like to see, that maybe in your travels or in your discussion with your family or going somewhere you're like, I'd love to see that in Burlington. Wow, we don't have that here.
Well, one thing was definitely public art.
Okay.
And so that's something that's starting to build momentum in Burlington, and I'm so excited about, because, I know my family, my husband and my daughter and I, we like to jump in the car. We like to road trip, and we like to go places that have public art and have a personality. And I think public art does such a good job with that. So I'm so excited that this past summer that was kicked off, and to get to be a part of that.
What is that going to look like when you say public art? What are we referring to?
So murals and sculptures, and this Mayfly project that we're going to be working on.
I'm interested in this. Everybody knows about Mayfly, so how that just ties into art.
We've been teasing it and kind of. The Mayfly. Everyone knows that horrible, disgusting nuisance of a bug, and how can we play with that, and how can we be tongue in cheek about it and make the most of it? Okay, so that's what we have, and why don't we own it? So I have this great group of mostly volunteers, some staff, called the Think Tank Committee, and we come up with ideas and ideas for events and projects, and this was originated there. But we're going to be stenciling buildings down Jefferson Street. Hopefully it expands beyond that, but we'll start on Jefferson Street and basically tag buildings with beautiful artistic mayflies that are going to be in unexpected places and on the buildings, and then locals or people visiting Burlington can find the mayflies. And it's a way to celebrate this and make something beautiful out of something that is definitely not beautiful. But I think that's something that public art can do. It can be playful. I would also very much like to and I'm talking to some people about this, about creating some public art that makes a statement. I think there's a way to communicate where we are culturally today. It kind of allows us to illustrate where we are in this moment in time. And I think, it's something to be really thoughtful about, but it can be pretty powerful. And I'm excited to explore what message we could say. That, art to me is so much about where we were, where we are, and where we're going.
Yeah.
And I think if done right, it can be pretty powerful. So whether that's a mural or a statue or something permanent or something temporary, I don't know yet, but
well, I know that we're off to a good start, because obviously, like the mural, which is now on the side of the Drake, right? That is a wonderful addition, which gives folks a better understanding for maybe the history of Burlington. And I wondered, your thoughts about that. Have we done enough to really celebrate the history of Burlington, and whether it's the railroad, or whether it's Snake Alley, or whether it's Aldo Leopold, or whether it's any of these people that have a heritage here? I would imagine maybe you've got some thoughts on that. Or
I was so excited when I saw that going up, because that is so important, and it's such a celebration of Burlington. Because yes, we have a rich history of many things to celebrate, and I think it is so well depicted in that mural. And also, it just has been the driving force, and now others can also get on that bandwagon. And so that was exciting, and I completely support that. It's beautiful. It's such a nice way. I come across this bridge every morning, and I get to drive into work looking at it, and it's exciting. And I think I'm not one to rest on, there's always room for more.
Sure.
And I think there are so many people in this town that want more and are doing more, and I'm just excited to be a part of that group of people, and to be able to contribute in any way that I can, and in any way that the Art Center can to that, because we live in a great town, and I'm an outsider. I'm not from here, and my family and I love it here, and we quickly saw what was special about it, and we're just so grateful to get to be a part of it and to contribute. And the more we can celebrate Burlington, the better.
Can you drill down on that a little bit more? Because you're a younger family.
Thank you.
I'm not going to ask about age, but obviously, you
I will
chose.
Take that compliment.
Yeah, well, you chose to relocate and move here. There was obviously an attraction to this area, and certainly I think that's something that is lacking in this area, is that we need to attract younger families to come here for a myriad of reasons. And so can you share a little bit about what it is that makes this area special for you to want to relocate and plant roots here?
Well, I will be honest, and I've told many people this. When my husband told me that maybe he was going to take this job in this place called Burlington, Iowa, I immediately started Googling. And one of the first things that came up, and I'm not lying about this, was the Art Center of Burlington. And being, my husband and I, it's our number one in a place where we live is a place that values art and music. I mean, he's the music guy. I love art, and that's important. It's important for us to be in a place that values that. It's important for us, for our daughter, to be immersed in that, because it's good for her.
Yeah.
And I could tell that just from a simple Google search. And we've found that it's been a place where we can contribute to that too. That's also important for us. We want to help. We want to be a part of it. We want to do what we can to make this a great place to live. And I think arts and culture is our number one. And I think what's happening at the Capitol Theater and all this momentum downtown, there's activity, and there's that's what drew us, I would say, in particular.
We're just about out of time, and I'm always sorry when the time goes so quickly. Remind folks again one, where you're located, and two, how can people get more information to learn more about the Art Center of Burlington?
Yes. So we are located at 301 Jefferson. So right there on the corner of 3rd Street in Jefferson. And btownart.com. We have a wonderful website. My communications director, Hillary, does a fantastic job with that. So that's where you can find all the information about our events, Snake Alley Art Fair, all of our classes. You can register online. We are open Tuesday through Saturday. So always stop in or give us a call.
That's great. Well, Elizabeth, it's been a pleasure to get to know you a little bit better and for you to share all things Art Center of Burlington. And so continued success, and may you be in that role for many years to come.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you listening with us, and we look forward to seeing you next time on All Things Greater Burlington. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to contact our office and let us know if there's anyone in particular that you would like us to interview and to talk with. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
You have been listening to All Things Greater Burlington with Stephen Brody. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to catch all new episodes. To learn more about All Things Greater Burlington, visit greaterburlington.com/ATGB.